Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Live in Conversation with René Antoine and attorney Daphnée Camillian. Hello, hello. How you all doing? Hello, Daphnée. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I am great. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, I am René Antoine. I am a financial marketing entrepreneur sharing resources to help family thrive. I'm gonna have Attorney Camillian introduce herself.
Yep, my name is Daphnée Camillian from Camillian Law.
Awesome, awesome. So we're here every Wednesdays at 8:30 to share knowledge, resources, and information to help you, all of us, thrive. So with that being said, come on in, share this live, come with your questions. Obviously, you have an attorney here. So we're gonna have three segments. Well, first, we're going to discuss the topic of the day, which I will share briefly. And as well as Attorney Chameleon is going to share immigration news. And I will do a financial literacy segment where I'm going to teach about home ownership. Before we do start, though, I do want Attorney Chameleon to share a disclosure.
Yep. So I am an attorney. However, we have not entered into an attorney-client relationship. Therefore, so I am not your attorney, and Renee is a financial advisor, and she is not yours because you have not entered into a relationship with her. So all the information we state tonight is for information purposes only and entertainment. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can. Our information will probably be on the scroll or in the comment section. And that's our disclaimer for this evening.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I do want to point out I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a
Oh,
marketing entrepreneur,
sorry.
because of licensing and stuff like that. So with that being said, let's go into the topic of the day. So our topic of the day is we're gonna talk about Derek Chauvin. And so our topic of the day is should Derek Chauvin serve concurrent or consecutive sentences. However, we do want to go on a little background history of the whole case. So let's do that. And then we would like your feedback. Let us know, what do you think?
Yeah, you want me to go into a background a little bit? Yeah,
Yes,
so
please.
we're talking about Derek Chauvin, who was the police officer who was just convicted of 3 counts of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter of George Floyd. We are, in a year into the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and this was a pivotal case. And what occurred to Mr. Floyd in that fact that he was murdered, and for 9 minutes this police officer kneeled on his neck, and the whole world saw. So this is the day after he has been convicted, and so we're going to go into people's thoughts on should he serve. So he was convicted of 3 counts. Should they be all rolled into one, or should they be, back to back to back? And what are your thoughts on it? And just also in general, what are your thoughts on the conviction and people's general feelings about it?
So for I mean, I think that was served because at the end of the day, life was taken, and therefore there should be accountability for that, regardless of the person being a police officer. There still should be accountability. And obviously, I'm not a police officer, so I don't know all the tactic and the training that goes into policing. But I don't think putting your neck on somebody's, or putting your foot or your knee on somebody's neck is part of that training. So with that being said, I did do a little background research. I'm not the attorney here, uh, but then so there is three count, and then so that being said, he was convicted in all three.
Mhm.
So based on what I read, it did state that when it's like three charges or multiple charges for the same crime, most likely it's going to be concurrent sentences because it's the same crime. And I really do think that the reason, again, I'm not an attorney, The reason that there's multiple charges is because so that at least there could be, obviously, because we know the history. Typically, police officers do not get convicted, but
Right.
if there's three, at least one will be upheld. And so in this case, all three, he was convicted in all three. So it seems like it's going to be concurrent, and it's concurrent, I guess. What is
Yeah.
your thought?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's, all the crimes that he was charged with were out of the same incident. So it makes sense that this would be a situation where it would be concurrent and not consecutive. And also, I think what people should be on the lookout for is the media right now is only talking about the maximum he can get. I'm more concerned about the minimum he can get. He is a police officer. He has no background to our knowledge. We don't know. But he's a police officer. That can go one of two ways. It could go, they can use that, what they call mitigating circumstances, to say, oh, well, he's done, swore to uphold, and serve people. He did this one bad act, but that doesn't negate what he's done years before as a police officer, which is what I'm sure his attorneys will argue. And then I'm sure they'll provide character witnesses and probably provide things that he's done um, in the community. Um, the other thing is, the other side of it is that people could look at his actions and say that, as they can hold him to a higher standard and say, as a police officer, he betrayed people's trust and therefore he should be made an example of. So the other side of it would be arguing that, they should throw the book at him. There are, it's this is generally state by state, but there are sentencing guidelines. So it's not like there's no like, okay, you're convicted of second degree murder, you automatically get this amount of years. Not in Minnesota, okay? And so there are guidelines, but you don't have to follow to them, but most people do, and there are ranges. So yeah, so we'll have to see. But people pay attention to the minimum, because I don't see him getting 40 years for the second degree. And some of the other things people have been saying, I don't see that um, at all. Whatever the minimum for all of these, I see that's more likely, and add a couple years to it, and that's about it. Not to
Yeah,
say
I
that
agree.
we should
Uh,
time, but
I mean, it is also like a system issue as well. And so by even like if people wanted him to be like spend the rest of his life in prison, it does not solve the whole systematic issue that's going on in the justice system. So it's and plus it's not gonna bring George Floyd back. And then so right now I think what we must focus on, like Attorney that Chameleon says, is most likely it's gonna be the minimum, and then also let's focus on changing the system overall. And then so that's it for the topic of the day. If you all have any comments, let us know what is your thought on it. This is Daphnée René Antoine. Yeah. And Daphnée Camillian live in conversation. So we live every Wednesday where we discuss topic of the day, immigration news, as well as a financial literacy segment. Are you okay with us moving on to immigration news right now?
sure.
Awesome, awesome. So come on in. I see you all. Let me know you're watching so that I can give you a shout out. And we're gonna go to immigration news.
Yeah, right now, what just happened recently is Biden just announced that, last week announced that he was going to keep the cap on refugees entering into the United States. And refugees tend to be people who are being persecuted in their country and cannot return to their country. So, under the whole refugee program, and the way refugees is a little bit different than when someone comes on their own accord and seeks asylum. It's a little bit different. This is the refugees. Typically, they're in their country and they go through a severe vetting process, and the U.S. Allows them in, and the U.S. resettles these people with the idea is that within a year that they're here, they'll go and apply for their green card, get their green card, and live their life. These are places that have large numbers of refugees. Lately have been Democratic Republic of Congo, Burma, all because they're having lots of stuff going on in their country. It's a really bad situation. The U.S. used to be the leader in allowing refugees into the U.S. At one point in the beginning, it was like 140,000 people a year. It has slowly lessened, and under Trump, he gutted it out completely. And his refugee count for 2021 was 15,000 people. His max, coming from 140,000 in the 80s to 15,000 people that they were going to allow for resettlement into the U.S. And Biden, when he's on, he has promised immigration reform. So it was a really big deal when he came in on this past Friday, and said, "Oh, we're going to keep that cap." And then there was this big uproar by a lot of immigration advocates out there and organizations. And then his spokesperson came out and said, "No, you guys misunderstood us. We're just misunderstood. We're just going to start out with that cap." They pledged to raise it to. They pledged to have this year 125,000 people, which is huge, right? And they have raised. So they're keeping it. They're saying that right now they're keeping the cap at 15. By May they'll increase the cap, and then so on and so forth. So we have to wait and see. So that's my immigration news. But I also wanted to add one thing that's unrelated, but immigration tip. And maybe we can start this as a new segment. But I was thinking about some of the things I've encountered in my practice, and so things that I say, why are people doing this? And it's because they don't know. And it's just a side tip. If you're planning on applying for your family, if you're here, you just got your green card, you don't apply for your mom, your dad, your brother or sister, don't, a lot of people will wait until they're a citizen to apply. And that's because you're in a different, preference category. So it'll come a little bit quicker. If you don't want to do that, and in certain circumstances, you probably shouldn't. It just depends on your situation. You have to evaluate. If you don't want to do that, wait 5 years before you apply for your family member. You can start the process as a green card holder. And once you become a citizen, right, you'll switch your preference and your category, and it'll speed up, so that that time is not wasted. So it's not like you wait 5 years and then now you have another 10 years to wait, or another 50, especially for a situation where it's like a brother or sister, where it tends to be like, the longest amount of time you wait. You can start it, get your citizenship, and then, switch categories. It may take off, a couple years. I'm not saying significantly. Maybe before it was 15 years and now it's 10. It's still a lot, of time, but it will make a difference. There's a whole visa bulletin that tells people, like, based on the day that they apply, how long it's going to take. So I keep running into that situation where people waited and waited, and it had an impact, especially because sometimes people come over here because they're tired of waiting in another country. They overstay, they cause lots of problems for themselves, and they can't adjust, or the chances that they'll adjust is going to be difficult because they overstayed, and their preference category is not going to allow them to stay in the U.S. while they do processing. While they adjust, they have to go back to their country, which causes all type of problems. So I just, and I say to myself, my goodness, if your family member had just applied for you, by now you would be getting your stuff, instead of them waiting, 10 years and deciding to get their citizenship and then applying for you. So just a tip, but everybody's situation is different. So, and not everyone wants to be a citizen. So,
Yes, yes. Hello, Glaciana. Hello, thank you for joining us.
hello.
Yes, so that's a great tip. That's definitely is a great tip because I've heard that as well. People waiting to be a citizen, to file for the family member because of the perceived, I guess, knowledge that it's gonna be quicker. But then, like you mentioned, that will start the process, and
Mhm.
then you don't waste that time. So thank you for sharing that. In the refugee segment, I mean, that's good news.
Yeah.
That's definitely good news, and
Hmm.
especially for people who have their loved ones, who's going to maybe see challenging situation because typically it has to be a challenging
Yes.
situation that causes somebody to seek refuge,
Mhm.
hence refugee. And then so I guess that's applauding for them to not only stick at that 15,000. I mean, that's a lot of people in need. So 15,000 is definitely not enough. To go to 125,000, that's applaudable.
Yeah.
So let's wait and see. So hopefully it happened. So hello everyone joining us. This is René Antoine and Daphnée Camilien live in conversation where we share topic of the day, immigration news, and a financial literacy segment to help you and your family thrive. Go ahead and share this live. Come with your questions. Let people know that there are people here who can answer some of your questions for you. So with that being said, anything you want to add, Daphne, before we move to the financial literacy segment?
No. That's it.
No,
No.
like
Oh, I
no.
do. I do want to add. Everything is
No, go ahead.
yeah, everything is situational with immigration. So it's I don't want to like I said, truly every situation is different. Just because, a lot of people will say, "Oh, my friend did this," and then but your friend's situation was not your situation. So just be really careful, ask, do your research before, but I just say that that's just a little tip, but everybody, it has to work for you. So that's it.
Awesome, awesome. And then so we are moving to the financial literacy segment. So that's gonna be by me. I am a financial marketing entrepreneur. Basically, what that means is that I share financial resources with you all, and that can help you and your family thrive. Boom, boom, boom. So let's do that. So today I will be discussing a road to home ownership. I mean, the spring is here, summer is almost here, and then so this is the time a lot of people may be interested in buying a home. So if that's something that you are considering, so I just wanted to share two resources for you all that can help you, get started. So definitely before buying a home, it's really important that you and I we budget. Okay, so we must know our budget when it comes to buying a home. And I'm not talking about just a budget for when we have the home, but our current budget now to know what we can afford, as well as planning for it when we end the home so we don't over purchase. Okay, and so if we know our current financial situation now, then we may have a better idea of what we can afford, and so that we don't end up putting ourselves in a situation that's really uncomfortable financially. So before we get into home buying, make sure we have your budget. And step two, let's work on your credit, because your credit is gonna determine what your interest rate is gonna be, as well as how much money you and I we can get approved for. And so before you even go and try to get pre-approved for a loan, it's important that you yourself can maybe get a free credit report, see what's impacting your credit, see if you can lower your credit utilization percentage, meaning that based on your credit limit, the lower you are using your credit, the better it is for your credit. Okay. And then so if you see anything on your credit that you may not agree with, before you even go and get pre approved, let's get those removed, let's get those fixed. And if you can pay down some of your debt, that's definitely gonna help you on the long run, because if you get a lower interest rate, even though like interest rate is really, really low right now, but still, if you can pay some stuff down that's gonna impact your credit score positively, go ahead and do that. And we have to save. Okay, so we do have to save for the down payment. We do have to have like an emergency saving. So don't just put all of your money toward the down payment, and now you have all of your money locked in your mortgage. And then if God forbid something were to happen, you need some cash to fix something in the house, then you're gonna have to finance it. So a lot of time people don't wanna, some people may want to put the whole 20% down because you want to avoid paying mortgage insurance. But if putting the whole 20% down is locking in all your money, then just pay the mortgage insurance. Don't just put all of your money into the mortgage, and then when things happen, you're going to have to finance them. And the financing cost is going to be way much more anyway than what you're going to pay for the mortgage insurance. So this was me giving you some tips to get you ready for the home buying process. But I do want to share two resources for with you, and that can help you if you are ready to get started right now. I always do a share screen because some people learn very visually. So I'm gonna do that right now. So this is very important information that I'm gonna be sharing right now. So go ahead and, if you have not done so, share this live. Let your family know, let your friends know. If they're in the market to purchase a home, this is a program that they need to know. So, boom, boom, share screen. Any thought while I'm doing that, Daphnée?
No, I think I know right now it's hot, and it is a seller's market because there's a lot of
Yeah, it
buyers
is.
out there because of the interest rate. So just be careful and don't get caught in the FOMO, fear of missing out, so that
Exactly.
you overpay for a property just because you really want it, and there are 5 other people who are fighting for it, because there's always another place. There, you may have to be patient, but there's always another place. I had a friend who was looking for a property and was saying how it everywhere she went, it was a problem, but they weren't in a rush. So they made it, her and her husband made a decision to kind of relax a little bit. And if that was probably the best decision for them because it was so competitive out there.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, because the rate is so low, and then so many people are trying to rush to take advantage of that. But at the same time, like you said, it's also a seller's market. So which means that a lot of people maybe putting an offer for the same property. So
Mhm.
don't go and just go over your limit, because at the end of the day, regardless if the interest is low, then if you end up not being able to afford it, then you lose out anyway. So
Right.
let's be smart about it. So I do want to share a program with you all from the IDA program. Let me make sure that I tell you all what IDA stands for. I keep saying IDA, but it does stand for something. It should be the Illinois. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe. Okay, boom, 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 boom. So their website is called IDA, and I don't remember. Even though Housing Development Authority. Oh my goodness. Yes. So they have an awesome program, not only for first-time home buyers, but as well as for people who may have bought a home before. And so if you've done all the 3 steps I just mentioned earlier, budgeting, saving, fixing your credit, and you have your down payment ready, and you looking to buy immediately, consider taking advantage of the IDA program, which is the Illinois Housing Development Authority. They have so many different programs that can help you with buying a home. That means that they can help you with your down payment assistance. And so they have this opening doors. I think this is new because I've never seen it before, where you get a zero interest second mortgage for $6,000 in down payment. So typically, what that means is that they're going to give you $6,000 towards your closing costs. Okay. But then if you stay in the property for 5 years, which it shows right there, then you don't have to return, you don't have to pay back this money. So a lot of people don't know of all those resources. They have this smart buy program, which is helping people who have student loans who maybe have difficulty buying a home right now. So because a lot of people who have student loan right now is like, should I just focus on paying my student loan, or should I be focusing on, or should I also be purchasing a home? The smart buy program can help you to do that. So they also have the IDA access forgivable program, which is kind of like the same thing. Again, I am not a representative of them. I'm just sharing this information with you all from the website. So if you have any questions, go ahead to the website ida.org, call them, contact them, and speak to your mortgage broker or your mortgage consultant and let them know that you are interested in the first time home buyer program. It tells you that right here. This is the deferred. I believe this is the highest when it comes to forgivable loan. So this one you can get up to $7,500 toward your closing costs. And again, you have to stay in the property for at least 5 years. There is a minimum credit score of 640 required. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Go ahead and share this information with other people. Go to the website, call them. This is specific to Illinois resident, but then if you want a different state, you can always contact maybe your alderman or people in the community, different non-for-profits, and you can ask them, are there similar programs. Most likely there are similar programs, and as well as ask your mortgage broker that you are interested in the first time home buyer program. All right, so this is one thing I wanted to share. What is your thought on that program, Daphnée? Have you heard of it before?
No, I've never heard of it. I think that's really cool. Yeah, it's a great incentive, you know, and a good help for people who are buying a home.
It's a great help. I mean, 7,500 is not, it's not little money.
No, it's a
That
lot.
would definitely help pay someone down payment. And then so that's basically if you here already. Like I mentioned, you ready to go, you ready to talk to your mortgage consultant, then go ahead and take advantage of this program. But let's just say you're not ready to go just yet, and you actually need some assistance with fixing your credit, with understanding the home buying process. And therefore, I'm sharing this next resource with you as well. If you need a little more hands-on guidance to help you on the step to home ownership, and that's Land Richardson Home Buyers Club. So basically, what that club does, it definitely gives you not only books as resources, but it also gives you classes, webinars, and it tells you right there what's included in this home buyer club. I am an affiliate of Lynn Richardson. I'm never gonna share anything with you that I don't participate in or that I don't believe in. So you can have your peace of mind that I wouldn't share that with you if it was not something that could help you. But Lynn Richardson is a financial expert. She's been in this for a while, and she can help you get on the road to home ownership with her books, her daily coaching. They have a mortgage approval plan. Actually, they can like give you access to vetted financial coaches as well as live Q&A. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to be part of this home buyers club, I encourage you to visit the website thrivewithlane.com, and you can go ahead and purchase this class and get you on the road to home ownership. Again, the website is thrivewithlane.com. It is also on the link. So if that's something that you want to take advantage of, feel free to go ahead and do that. And I hope you find this segment valuable. Again, my name is René Antoine. I'm a financial marketing entrepreneur sharing resources to help families thrive. I have been live in conversation with attorney Daphnée Camilien. So it's 9:05. Anything that you want to add, Daphnée, before we close out?
No, it's just great resources. So people should take advantage.
Please take advantage of it, because why take out 7,500 from your pocket if you can get it? Okay.
Right.
So with that being said, there are income limits depending on how much money you make, and obviously there is a credit required, a minimum credit required. But if you do get it, big ups to you, and make sure we share these resources with other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So once we take advantage of a program, don't be telling people that you did it on your own so that people don't know your business. You don't have to tell them your business, but go ahead and let them know that the resource exists. That's my little closing out. So with that being said, this has been Winnie Antoine in conversation. Oh, I also want to add, I'm currently hiring a sales agent. This is a like temporary summer job for a company who's selling above ground pools. So if you are interested in selling pools for the summer, go ahead and reach out to me at 312-547-1990. There is a limited market though. So Chicago is not included, but if you know anybody else in a different state who may need a summer job right now, it's only temporary. Go ahead and reach out. You know, they can make up to 2,500 to 3,500 per week. Okay. So with that being said, reach out. Let me know if you know anybody who may need a sales job position right now. It is full time. It is temporary. That's it for now. Wendy Antoine signing out. We have been live in conversation. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you who showed up. You do have to comment or say something to so I can see who's live and I can give you a shout out. So I'm just gonna say hello to Glaciana for putting a comment. Thank you for joining us. René Antoine and Daphnée Camilien signing out till
Bye.
next Wednesday at 8:30. Bye bye.
Bye.